Hello, you beautiful people, and welcome to the Intel Extreme Masters weekly Counter-Strike show. Now, guys, we've got a special treat for you today because we have some of the best players in New Zealand have come over and joined us at ESL TV for our show to do an interview. So, how are you guys?
Good. Thanks for having us on. Yeah.
It's no problem. These guys were actually popping by the ESL offices, and I suggested they came on the show, and they're preparing for WCG.
Yeah. Our 5th WCG. We've got an awesome group of def. But we're here going to have fun. Cologne's a wicked city.
Yeah. So you mentioned it's a really tough group you've got. And sorry, guys, I didn't mention you are ParallaX, right?
Yeah. ParallaX is the New Zealand team.
And you've been the top team in New Zealand for quite some time now.
Since 2002. Yeah.
Incredible. Yeah. And you're in fact a star player, right? Do you want to just introduce yourself to everyone watching? I'm
probably the oldest player. Yeah, I'm Byron simcore McLean, the simcore me in New Zealand. I've been playing in ParallaX since about 2002, and I've been to WCG 2003, 2004, 2005. Missed out 2006. It was a fast, mate. 2007. So I mean, we're happy to be here now. Yeah.
Right. And your history as a team, I mean, what would you say so far has been the peak of your playing career?
2003 was pretty good because we got to beat the Russians on. Oh, we were meant to play them on stage, but we beat the Russians at WCG. That was pretty inspiring for us. Just rub it in. Some of them were crying afterwards, actually.
No way.
Yeah, true. Wow. True.
And talk a bit about the preparation that you guys have done for this event so far.
Well, actually, in New Zealand, we've got exams like at this time of the year every year. So one of our guys actually had to drop out before he came over, so we've had to replace him. Another guy is going to have to do his exams as soon as he gets back. So we haven't had any chance to really practice, and we're not professionals, so we're so far away. I mean, we're as far away from Germany as you can really get. So, and we haven't even had a boot camp for the first year ever. So coming into the group of def, I mean, we're optimistic of having fun and playing well, but I mean, realistically, when we've got MYM, MIBR, and eSTRO, it's, you can't.
Pretty crazy.
I don't think we're going to be walking away with the first prize.
You couldn't get more unlucky than that, really. I mean, eSTRO particularly have been performing quite well lately as well, haven't they?
I think they're going to be pretty upset when we knock them out. Because they're our first game actually on Nuke. Yeah.
Wow. So you're putting on a brave face then.
Yeah.
Feeling confident.
Got to. Shit.
And let's talk a bit about the gaming scene in New Zealand, because I think everyone knows that it must be pretty tough over there for you guys playing on. If you want to play against the best European or American teams, I should imagine you have like terrible latency.
Yeah, most definitely, because we're isolated in an area which, we're pretty much separated from the rest of the country. The rest of the countries, which Europe, America, we're down here.
Even
you guys are
even Asia, you can't really play with Asia.
Really?
Yeah. We've got ADSL, and we're only just moving on to ADSL 2 in New Zealand. Right. So it's it's kind of third world.
So if you were to play against like some of the top Asian teams, for example, what kind of latency would you have?
We're probably looking at about 100 latency to
200-ish. Yeah. Right, probably so, yeah.
Depends, because some of the routing's actually really bad from New Zealand.
So I'm guessing against North American teams it would be even worse, like 150
It's actually
200.
better to North America sometimes. Yeah, it's 150. So we've played a couple of games with North Americans as a joke, but it's not like we're going to play in CEVO over there or anything, no.
And do you think that the scene in New Zealand and Australia has potential? I mean, or do you feel that a lot of talent is kind of being hindered as a result of your geographical location?
I think, realistically, the skill level since 2002, 2003, when New Zealand had quite good chances and was able to compete pretty well. I mean, since then it's just become more professional in Europe and the States and Asia, and it's just gone up, and we're just really lagging behind every year, and we just don't have the
social
population.
Social players coming in.
So there's a whole sort of spectrum of different factors that really affect the scene over
Most
there.
definitely.
I think Australia could do pretty well. I mean, but it's still a matter of, it's just like any professional sports team in New Zealand faces. I mean, we don't have the funds to actually be professional. We don't have the national funding to make everyone professional like a lot of the European countries would. And so it's almost impossible for us to like get to more regular events because we don't necessarily have the big sponsors down there. We don't have the big marketing budgets to send us around.
I mean, made in Brazil, for example, I mean, they're in quite a dodgy location, but I guess there are quite a lot of top Brazilian teams and talent in that particular area, and I suppose they do get the funding to go out and play against the European teams. Do you think if sponsors were to come in, invest money into the scene in New Zealand or Australia, that we could see some top talent? Because we saw the Counter-Strike Source team, Sydney Underground, in fact, do pretty well at CGS.
Yeah, they did. I mean, they're not going to really get their value, to be honest. Because I mean, we've got to prove results before we can get those sponsors, and to do that in this kind of situation is really difficult. Yeah. But I mean, if we did have a chance to compete more often and regularly across a whole season, then I'm pretty sure we could do well and improve our game. But at the moment, it's not looking too great for us, to be honest.
Are you enjoying Germany so far? I guess you just got here today or yesterday.
We got here yesterday. I mean, far out. I mean, it took like 36 hours for us to get here from New Zealand. Right. We stopped over in Australia. We stopped over in Singapore. Then we stopped in Dubai, and then we got to Dusseldorf and caught the train. And a pretty jet lagged day. I mean, we woke up at 4:30 a.m. to try and find an internet cafe to practice here. And then we went to 2 different internet cafes, and they were like, you know, we don't have Counter-Strike here, basically. So we found out that the laws here are pretty insane.
Yeah, they're pretty crazy.
Yeah. And then we went to SK's headquarters to try and sneak in because the Australians are playing there. And we met Alex, the manager there, and he put us on the phone with Sven Hoffman here to see if we could practice here, and luckily enough.
So thumbs up for ESL.
We've had some chances, thanks ESL.
Yeah, thanks heaps.
And is there anything you want to add, anything that we haven't covered that you want to talk about or mention about the gaming scene over in New Zealand, or anything in particular?
We've got a really good Warcraft 3 player, Cowie, who I think could do pretty well at this WCG, so I think people should probably watch out for him if they're Warcraft 3 fans. Yep. He's beat Todd before. Todd wasn't very happy about that. That was in Italy, actually. But, I mean, for us, the Counter-Strike players, we're just hoping to have a good time versus eSTRO, and I mean, we're loving meeting MYM again and meeting all the Koreans and meeting Made in Brazil, and we've got Sync and FUSK and the Hong Kong team. Yeah, extreme. So we're just gonna have a good time, and we're rowdy. We're crazy bunch. Us Kiwis.
Well, it's so unfortunate that you got put in such a tough group. I mean, I guess all the guys back in New Zealand are gonna sort of be rooting for you, and it'll be brilliant to see you up against those top teams.
Our country's gonna love it. I mean, we're not a professional country, but all our country men love watching us playing, and they really get behind us, which is wicked.
Do you think the national pride and might sort of be able to help you out in your games? Do you think that will really give you the drive to maybe cause a bit of an upset at WCG?
You never know. I mean, it comes down to every map, and I mean, if we played well on the one map that we had to, and started off with a good side and just played perfectly polar to what the other team was expecting, then you never know. But I mean, we're just going to go out and have fun and try our best. Yeah.
Well, I've got to wrap it up now, guys, because we've got a Counter-Strike match on the way for your viewing pleasure. And yeah, I hope you have a fantastic time in Germany.
Cheers, man.
Enjoy the German beer; it's great. Any last shout-outs or anything?
Shout out to all of New Zealand Counter-Strike players.
And Australia as well.
Yeah, Australia well. And Toons, #1.
Well, good luck then, guys.
Cheers, man.
Great to meet you, man. Great to meet you.
Great to meet you.